Richard here, good to be with you folks, and it's going to be another sub-ohm tank. Yes, I'm afraid it is so. Nothing new anymore. In fact, sub-ohm tanks have become the standard when it comes to vaping nowadays. I mean, vaping trends have definitely changed and evolved to something completely different like 2-3 years ago, when we used to be vaping at 1 ohm, 1.5, 1.8 ohms and things like that. Now every vapor that starts vaping buys a tank. The tank comes with a stock coil of a 0.5 ohm coil, and they have to know how to do lung inhales. You can't do mouth to lung anymore with the big Cyclops style air hole. Tons of airflow nowadays. It's just impossible. Let me take a vape and show you. Check that out. But this is flavor as well. Flavor and vapor. I don't know if I still remember how to do a mouth to lung. Anyway, tons of airflow. This atomizer here. Another chucker as well. Is this going to be better than the last one that we reviewed? There's only one way to find out. Let's go check it out. The Landmark Subohm tank by Kaees. Quite a chucker, gives you good flavor as well. This is a 22mm diameter tank and measures about 67mm all the way right up to the tip of the drip tip there in height. And it comes with spring operated top fill design. Everybody just loves top fill designs nowadays, so you can just press it in, turn it, and you get the juice hole there. You can actually start pumping it in juice control that comes with it as well. So if you're one of those who's vaping on high VG juices, I think this is something that you really like, because you can control the juice flow. Meanwhile, this tank is made of stainless steel 316 and also 303 material. So I'm going to take one more vape. It's quite a nice looking tank with this hourglass window here for you to see the level of your juice, how much you've got to. Big Cyclops style air holes, engravings here and there, which we'll definitely have a close look afterwards. Let me take a vape. Alright, let's hit the close-ups, come back. We're going to talk about it some more. I'll catch you in a bit. And this is the plastic jewel case that it comes in, see-through, and you can see the device with all the stock coils in there. Kaees branding, Landmark, the device, and right at the back you have all the good stuff written about the device itself. And you have contents of the package listed in here. You have your scratch and check authenticity, QR code, made in China. They're on Facebook and also on YouTube as well. And just in case you are wondering what they have on YouTube, they have a little guide actually to do the vertical coils for your RBA that they provide you. And you have a little website here, Kaees.com. Let's open up the device, just lift off the box. It actually comes shrink wrap, but I tore off the shrink wrap already. And you have 3 stock coils here. Not actually 3 stock coils, but just 2 stock coils. This is the RBA. Alright, so the first one that we have here, let's get some focus, is a nickel build, which is Ni200. And this is rated at 0.2 ohms. You fire it between 20 to 70 watts. Okay, so that's one stock coil. This is another stock coil that we have, which is a BDVC. Basically, it's a vertical coil, dual vertical coil, rated at 0.5 ohms. This is the same one that I was vaping on, and you fire it anywhere between 15 to 50 watts. That's the recommended wattage. Okay, and it's got Kaees here engraved on it. So if you look in there, it's your Japanese cotton, and you have got that little wire gauze to prevent any spit back that might happen. So you have 2 coils there. And you have this little RBA. This RBA is the same as your stock coil there, and you can actually rebuild it yourself. It's got a little tiny Phillips screws here. So they do have a video. They actually give me the link to the video that was made by the manufacturer's Kaees on how you can rebuild this RBA with a vertical coil. So instead of me showing you how to do so, which would take a long time to end this video, so I'm going to just link in the video of the guide done by Kaees, and for those of you who would like to, you know, do a rebuildable or use the rebuildable and build your own coils, you can just check it out. I will list it in the description box below, so you can actually use that as your guide. We're going to put this, before we put that aside, let's see what's underneath. You have Japanese cotton here and Kentha wire, also some O-rings and 2 Phillips head screws, which is for your RBA in case you lose those screws. I mean, they are tiny after all. And finally, they realized we got big fat hands and decided to give us something a little bit bigger, a screwdriver that is, you know, big enough for us to at least hold it rather than those small tiny little blue ones. So you have this flip heads, and that's what's in the box. So here we have a nice hourglass design window. In there is glass, and you can see your juice level, and it's really very unique. It makes it like a signature for this, you know, Subohm tank. So when you see it among all your atomizers, you know for sure, oh, that's the landmark. So you have a nice big Cyclops style airflow as well here, measuring 2 millimeters in height and 12 millimeters across, and it's adjustable both ways. So once we have it fully open, it actually clicks in place, and that's it. You have these knurlings here for you to hold and grip it so it doesn't slip, and you have a nice engraving here of the manufacturer Kaees. That's how I was told it's supposed to be pronounced. They told me to pronounce it as Kaees, as in kiss, okay? Kaees. And on this side you have a lion's face. At the top you have the drip tip, which is removable, this small tiny drip tip here, and you have the top section here. It's easier to hold here. This is for your juice control actually, where you can turn it left or right. Okay, right now putting back the drip tip, if you just press it down, you see it's spring operated. For you to open up your juice hole, it's got this little smiley face here. Alright, once you press it down and turn it, once you see its eyes open up and you see his mouth open, you know it's time to fill her up. Once you're finished, completed filling in your juice, just turn it either way and you close it. It's got a spring action here, see? Yeah, and then close it. The capacity for this is 6 ml, so it's a really, you know, big tank and a huge amount of juice you can put in there. Well, when I say big tank, I don't mean it's extraordinarily big, but in comparison to other tanks, it's about the same. This is my sub tank, you know, it's not any bigger than that. And it actually measures 22 millimeters in diameter, and also 67 from the base here all the way right up till the top of the drip tip here. Okay, well, it's listed at 70. When I measured it, it's more like 67 millimeters in height, and this whole entire device weighs 60 grams. Okay, change the coils, open up the bottom, turn it anti-clockwise, and you have this. It's just one piece actually, this whole entire thing. So you put this aside and you put in your coils. Let's put in a stock coil actually. So it's recommended if you were to use a stock coil, to prime your coil with e-liquid. Just pour it from here. Alright, just drip in some e-juice between 0.3 to 0.5 ml. Just a couple of drops in there, drop it around here, and just saturate the cotton in there so that you don't burn the cotton, okay, when you fire it. And that's the inside, the contact there. Sorry, I forgot to show you. There's the 510 pin with it, which is non-adjustable, and in there you can see that's a very big disc for contact, so you have very, very good contact once you screw it on. And you just put this in there, turn it. Once you've got it in, yeah, just put it back, close it up, open it, okay, and just fill her up with juice. Right after filling it up, just close it back, click it, yeah, and you're all ready to vape. Yep, that's close. Sorry, that's close. Once it clicks like that, pops up, well, it's completely closed. Okay, so let's have a look inside. I'm going to try and see if I can bring it closer to you. Can you see the juice hole right underneath there, inside? Yeah, that's the cotton there. So if you're on high VG juice, you can probably open it up. But if you're using anything else that's not high VG, like 60-40 or 50-50 or something like that, close it up. I open it up just a little bit if I'm on 60-40 or 50-50 juices like that. Okay, anything that's 70% is considered high VG. They would advise you to open up the juice hole. Then it's okay, because the viscosity of the juice is pretty thick and it won't flood your chamber. Otherwise, if you've got your normal 60-40 or 50-50 juices, it is going to go in there and flood the chamber, and it's going to come up here and leak out. Alright, so that's the juice hole control there. You can turn it left and right from the top here, as you can see my thumb. So, and if you're not using the atomizer at all, if you're not using it to vape, just close it off completely. Right, so the next time when you want to start vaping, you just open up again and then start vaping on it again. So this is the Landmark by Kaees. We're going to get back topside, we're going to vape on it and talk some more. Alright, so time to give you my 2 cents worth, give you my thoughts on the Landmark Subohm tank by Kaees. The pros and the cons. Start off with the pros first. Top fill, numero uno. Very, very easy to fill. Got to do is just push this thing down, the drip tip down. It's spring operated. Turn it, see the smiley face smiling at you with its mouth open. Fill in your juice, turn it, close it back. That's it. And the next thing is you can fill up 6 ml of your favorite juice in there and start vaping. It's going to be a while before you actually have to fill up again. So that's big tank capacity. Very nice. Good vapor, good flavor. I'm going to show you one more toke. This is a 0.5 ohm stock coil that I have in there, and the vapor is just nice. Very good flavor, very good flavor as well. And in fact, most of the Subohm tank that you get nowadays, excuse the fog guys, most of the Subohm tank that you get gives you very good flavor. I think, you know, it's just come to a level where they've actually nailed it to give you good flavor and good vapor as well, with the size of the chamber and things like that. It looks really good. Just check it out. Very simple, but yet with the what do you call, hourglass window, it looks really cool, very unique. And the engraving, the keys there, the side looks nice, and the face of the lion there, which reminds me of Cecil the Lion, the late Cecil the Lion. If those of you know about it, you know, Cecil the Lion was actually gunned down by a game hunter. So anyway, looks really good. High quality stainless steel used in this item, or rather device. And one major con, as I mentioned earlier on, is the juice control. I can't stand the juice control, because if you're not careful, this thing is going to leak like a waterfall. I tell you, I left it aside for 10 minutes, you know, without realizing when I first set it up. And I had the juice control fully open. I was using 60-40 juice. See, if you're using high VG juices, that's fine, okay? You can leave it open. But if you're not, if you're using 50-50 or 60-40 juices, please just open up the juice hole very, very minimal, very little, okay? Otherwise, what happens is the juice is going to go into the chamber, flood the chamber, and come out from your Cyclops style airflow hole, and which is what happened to mine. So close it up, you know, and make sure you just have a minimal opening for the juice if you're not using high VG juices. But otherwise, you can open it up with high VG juices. And if you're not using the tank if you've left it overnight, you know, on the table, make sure your juice control is completely closed. Don't even open one little slight bit. Close it up completely, because if you have one little bit open, it's still gonna leak in, flood the chamber, and leak out from your air hole. Make sure you close it up properly. So that's one major con. I hope Kaees can rectify that in their next version, because otherwise, if you forget, you got more than, you know, 3 or 4 tanks lying around and you forget to close this, it's gonna leak on you. Other than that, it vapes really well. Okay, one more vape, we'll call it a wrap. It's nice. So until I talk to you again, vape safe, have a good time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Let the good times roll. God bless. Bye for now.